How's everybody doing? It's a while since I was with you. Kids are off school. Do you know, it's like the house is a zoo, and I just happened to be off today at summer camps. So I get a couple of minutes to go through something real quick with you. I bought myself a 6-string bass, right? And I love these Ibanez basses, these sound gear things. I was using my Steinbergers live, and one night one took a fall and had the pickups are damaged. I had to sort that out, and I was thinking, why am I doing this, you know? And then we recorded the gig, and I listened back, and I was using this for the second half, not this, the 5-string one I have, and it sounded pretty good. And I began to think, okay, if anything happens, my gear, like you open the back of the van one day and you know, some light-fingered so-and-so has helped themselves to your stuff. These are still being made, and I can get on to, you know, the local guys, X Music here, or, you know, at a push you get onto one of the online guys, whoever you like, and have one out to your house in 4 or 5 days. Makes a lot of sense to have something replaceable if you can. So then I spotted this. So actually what I have is I have a white 4-string one, not pretty and white. No. I have a black 5-string, just like this. I'll do another video for those. And I have a spare, because a spare 5-string, because I always have 2 of the same instrument at every gig, because nothing happens, you switch over, and then the sound guy doesn't have to do too much trickery. It's in and around the same. And actually, one thing I've discovered with these basses is how consistent they are in terms of their sound, right? That I would switch often between the 2 5-strings, and I had that with me a couple of nights ago, and I did the first half on it, and when I switched to the 5, there wasn't any difference. It was really a remarkable thing. Okay, so I'm gonna go through some sounds. I'll show you the bass because of the colour of it, it's quite hard, and I have a new setup here, which you might have noticed. It's kind of hard to catch that in the light, but I will. Okay, so what is it? Right, this is the Ibanez SR Sound Gear series, right? 306E, and I think the E refers to these pickups and this electronics kind of stuff. So it's really hard to photograph in this light to sort that out. So these are the power span pickups, these ones. The earlier SRs at this range had cap pickups, CAP, much lower output and covered. Now, I find that unless I screw that pickup down a good bit, if I'm slapping, sometimes the string will click off it. So that's just a little quirky thing in my playing. So look, go through the controls. Okay, so you got volume, pickup pan, which I love a pickup pan rather than a pickup selector, because often, I'll show you, you can get some kind of interesting tones, a stingray kind of tone if you turn that a little bit back, you take out the neck pickup a bit, you know. So volume, pickup pan, and not the way you might think, it goes opposite to how you would think. Bass, middle, treble, and this little pickup switch here, what that does, this little toggle, you can't really see it, there it is, all right, that little toggle. What that does is, all the way up, it splits these coils, so it's like a jazz bass. In the middle, you get all your coils, and down is back to single coil mode, but with a kind of capacitor on that's like it takes out some of the high, and you get this. I personally won't use that sound. I know I won't. So that's the kind of controls, right? The body is, I can't even say this, Nyato. And when I looked it up, it's a kind of form, a relative of mahogany, and my copper metallic 5-string has a mahogany body. And this is, maybe it doesn't, maybe they're all much of a muchness. The white one's supposed to be agathis. I personally don't believe much in tone wood. There's heavy wood and light wood. That's what I think. Anyway, it sounds good, whatever it's made of, and it's not terribly heavy. I'll weigh it and I'll put the specs in the description. These bridges, right? They're amazing bridge. Like it's AccuCast bridge. I forget what one is it. Hang on, out of here. B126. So really competent kind of bridge. I know some of the early ones on the SR500 and things like that, they failed, they would bend out, but you can get a replacement bridge for handy enough. It's a Jatoba fretboard, which actually from a distance looks like rosewood. We're all going to have to get used to this, lads, using these different woods instead of rosewood. Right, so let's do some sounds. Right? Now, quick word before I do sounds on 5 and 4 string basses generally. What people forget is that included in your 5 and 4 string and 6 string bass is a 4 string bass. It's in there. There's your 4 string bass. It's stuck in the middle there. And you don't lose that, you know what I mean? It's just a case of wrapping your head around having the extra notes. And it's not always about this and, you know, chords and things. It's not about that necessarily on a 6 string, and nor on a 5 string is it about. It's not about the extra notes on the bottom. For me, what it's about, that it's nice to have that, and what it's about is accessibility, really. So you could be playing around up here, you want to hit an F. Well, instead of going all the way down here, you get it there, right? Does that make sense? In the sense that it just means you have to move around less. You can structure your lines in such a way that you move around less. And it's the same with the high string, right? That's a C, right? So instead of going, you get it there. Like you don't have to go up. You get that note there. Do you know what I mean? And say this one. Instead of going to the 12th fret, you get it on the 7th. Anyway, that's I can't see myself playing this live. I might for the challenge of it. If I'm not singing, I find singing, I kind of have to have my wits about me a bit more. But one more thing about Ibanez basses and 5 strings Ibanez basses in particular for me, and why I like them, is the string spacing is 16.5mm here, and which is what, say for the last 20 years I'm used to with the Steinbergers, because even the 4 strings are 16.5mm. And that is just the most comfortable thing for me. I did the first half of the gig last Saturday on the white 4 string, and I found myself like having to stretch for that 19mm. Conversely, those of you who are used to Fender style instruments will be more comfortable with 19, but I like 16.5. Some of the other Ibanez's are wider. That one I have over there is 17.5, I think. And the BTBs, I think, are a bit wider again. Just a quick note on the neck, right? So you get this maple neck with walnut, maple, walnut, maple, a 5-piece laminated neck. You get your little mini tuners there. And like, I love the idea of the exotic woods on the higher end basses, but I do prefer these pickups. So if maple is preferable for these, you know, say even the high-end Fenders, you're getting, you know, a Precision or Jazz, you're getting a maple neck. What's wrong with having it on these? You know, the Wengi ones and the Paduk and all these, not great and everything, but I'm not sure they bring out an extra to the party that a nice maple neck doesn't bring. So right, let's do some sounds. I'm going to turn off the, so we'll start with it in kind of jazz bass mode, right? And we'll go both pickups on. I'll point at the pickup I'm using, okay? So in jazz bass mode, which means that these 2 coils are on, and I'm going to leave the EQ flat for a second, okay? All right, so as I said, jazz bass mode, both pickups on, and EQ flat, okay? I'm going to turn off my mic. Okay. We're going to go back pickup on, jazz mode, EQ flat. Okay, I'm getting a little bit flustered with the playing here, because the geography is just a little bit different, and you would get used to it. So let's do neck pickup on, okay, and my mic off. Yeah, don't be watching the playing at all. Let's do with this middle position with all the humbuckers on. Okay, into humbucking mode, right? Let's do so that's basically these pickups on across the board, both sides of each pickup on, with them both, with the pickup pan in the middle. My playing is really horrendous on this. It's better than it was the first day I got it, actually, to be fair. I was completely lost and it felt huge and really alien. I'm getting the hang of it, but what I am finding difficult is muting, because I'm so used to muting on a 5-string and find that there's things ringing here and I can't think where they're ringing from. Anyway, let's give this a go. Okay, and now back pickup on its own. Back pickup on humbucking mode. Yeah, as you can see, it's kind of it is hard to get your head around those extra the extra positions. Anyway, let's press on. We're going to do front pickup on its own, humbucking mode. Alrighty, and lastly, this other mode that I don't use much. I'll be exploring that along with setting on this wee switch here. So this switch, when you put it all the way down, as I said before, is single coil mode with a capacitor thing kicked in, which to me, as I was messing around with it there, what it seemed to do is kick in, take all that rattly top end off and kick in this kind of creamy, middly sound that really help with a mix if you're sitting in with a band mix. I might try it actually live, but maybe not with what I'm doing, but something that would require that more. You'll hear it as we go along. So we're going to start with both pickups on, okay? And excuse the playing again. I'm absolutely lost sometimes, but that's to be expected. Give me a second. All right, we're going to go back pickup on its own. As we said, back pickup on and switch all the way down. It's going to take me forever to get used to this thing. Neck pickup on its own, switch all the way down. So the last thing to do, I just want to show you the scope of the EQ in this thing, right? So bass, middle and treble, like I said, right? So if we, it's going to distort this, I think it's 20 dB or something, right? So just give you an idea. Like that's huge, and I'm playing real gently because I don't have. Alright, and if you cut it, just shows you how much it goes, doesn't it? Alright, and here's the middle, so flat. Alright, and turn it all the way back. Okay, and the treble all the way up. That's really severe, isn't it? Take it all the way down. Actually, do you know what strikes me about that sound is how like the pickup switch all the way down sound it is. So look at, hope that wasn't too boring for you, and for those of you who got even one thing out of it, I hope you did. That's tautology, isn't it? Look, we'll start again. I hope you got something out of it. It's been an interesting journey for me. It wasn't terribly expensive. You pick these things up like new, what are they, 450 euros or something like that, and second hand they can be really, they can be bargalicious. The action is a bit high on this, which was also adding to my playing woes, and I have some strings on the way for it. These are the original factory strings, and the date tells me it's built in 2022, so they're 2 years old. Not ideal, but do you know what? This is the second time I've dipped my toe into the 6-string water, and it's not as daunting as all that. But for me, I don't think I'll get the use out of the higher register so much as I would out of the low B, and in that case, I'll stick to my SR305s. All right, look, thanks for hanging around. Just a little thing to keep us all going until the next time.